Hi, I'm Claire, and if you're new here, welcome to my corner of YouTube where we create high-end looks on a high street budget through sewing and upcycling. In just the last month, my sewing videos have been viewed over 739,000 times, and 2,700 of you have joined this amazing community already. But here's what you keep asking me in the comments. Where do you buy your fabric? Who are your suppliers? How do you find Deadstock? Well, today I'm finally answering those questions. I'm sharing my exact sources, why I only shop online, what to watch out for when buying Deadstock, and yes, I've got some exclusive discount codes for you at the end of this video. So if you are someone who loves the idea of wearing something or creating something that looks expensive but didn't cost a fortune to make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell because this is exactly the sort of content that I'm going to be sharing here. First, let's quickly define Deadstock fabric. So Deadstock fabric is surplus fabric from fashion houses, mills or manufacturers, basically the end-of-line stock that would otherwise end up in landfill. It's not necessarily faulty or damaged, it's simply excess inventory. I choose to sew with Deadstock for two main reasons. The first is the sustainability aspect. So I love the idea of rescuing beautiful fabric from waste and landfill and turning it into something that I know I will treasure for years to come through sewing. But let's be honest, the second reason is purely practical. You can get designer quality or high street equivalent fabric for a fraction of the retail price. That Dolce & Gabbana inspired set that I showed you, the fabric cost £25 total. Even if I bought the exact same fabric at full retail price, I'd be looking at £100 plus easily. But because it was Deadstock, I got that luxury fabric experience without the luxury price tag. Now here's where it gets interesting and why you need to stick around for the suppliers that I'm about to share. So I only shop online for Deadstock fabric, and you might wonder, why don't I just pop down to my local fabric shop? Well, here's the reality. I live in an area where there literally isn't a single dressmaking shop within an hour's drive, never mind one that stocks Deadstock fabric. I've got a busy job, I've got kids, and honestly, even if there were local options, I don't have time to spend entire Saturdays fabric shopping. Online shopping means I can browse at 9 o'clock after the kids are in bed, compare prices instantly, and have gorgeous fabric delivered to my door at my convenience. But shopping for Deadstock fabric online for sewing requires a completely different strategy, and that's what I want to prepare you for before I share my actual sources. Because if you get this wrong, you'll either miss out on an incredible fabric or end up with something that doesn't work for your project. So here's what you need to know. The first rule of Deadstock is if you love it, then you should buy it. Now, I personally don't advocate overconsumption, but Deadstock quantities are limited by definition. So I've learned this the hard way. You spend time planning the perfect project around a fabric, go back to buy it the next day, and it's gone. So this is why I follow all of my suppliers on social media. Most Deadstock shops preview their fabric drops on Instagram or TikTok. That way you get to see the fabric in motion, you'll get to see close-up texture shots, and they'll often tell you if something is likely to sell fast because they understand their customer base. It's like getting secret insider information in advance of the drops. Once I know what these shops are planning to drop at a specific time and date, then I will research any fabric that I'm considering. Now this isn't always possible, but sometimes you can trace Deadstock fabric back to specific designer collections or high street brands. I've managed to get fabrics from Liberty, Borgo de Nord, Farm Rio, Kate Spade, or even Zara through Deadstock suppliers. Even when you can't identify the original source, you can usually find similar fabrics used in other garments to get inspiration for your project. And my golden rule is to have a project in mind before you buy, know what you want to make, and roughly how much fabric you need. If you're genuinely unsure, then 3 meters is usually a safe quantity, enough for most garments with some left over for testing or creation of accessories. First up, we have Rainbow Fabrics, the budget hero. So Rainbow Fabrics is my go-to for affordable Deadstock. Most of their fabrics are around £8 to £10 per meter, but I always shop with a discount code and I often catch their sales. So I'm usually paying closer to £5 or £6 per meter. What I love about Rainbow Fabrics is their transparency. They share their sourcing journeys on social media. You'll literally see them in Pakistan or Turkey selecting fabrics, asking their community what they want to buy. It creates this amazing connection between the source and your sewing room. So this dress, Rainbow Fabrics. The blouse that I'm wearing today, this is Rainbow Fabrics. That £25 two-piece set that looks like Dolce & Gabbana, you guessed it. And what I find with Rainbow Fabrics is that the quality consistently punches way above the price point. The website is really user-friendly, their customer service is excellent. They also clearly label when something is selling out fast. So if you are not sure if something is selling quickly, if you click on the fabric that you're intending to purchase, it will tell you in the description exactly how many meters they have left, and then you can work out whether or not you've got time to consider your purchase. It takes the guesswork out of that should I buy it now decision. Their range is incredible, and what they they are really known for are amazing prints that you would pay 3 times as much from elsewhere. Now, if Rainbow Fabrics is the budget hero, what I'm about to show you next is where you want to go when you want to feel like you're shopping in a high-end designer fabric store. The New Craft House is where I go when I want something really special. This is proper designer Deadstock. We're talking fabrics that might retail originally for £80 plus per metre, available normally I would say between £10 to £50 per metre, depending on the fabric and where they've sourced it. I'm talking Liberty print, high-end European mills, fabrics from luxury fashion houses here. And the curation is incredible. New Craft House doesn't just sell nice fabrics, they sell fabrics with provenance, so think Italian wools, French silks, designer cotton blends that you know come from luxury collections. So for instance, here is a vest top that I made using a Liberty Deadstock ribstop from the New Craft House. When I looked at the Liberty website, these sorts of things, you know, they're quilted jackets retail for £300 plus. I think it cost me about £40 to make this particular top. They are more expensive than Rainbow Fabrics, but when you consider that you're getting designer fabric for a fraction of the original price, it's still incredible value. Plus, they are so good at showing their fabrics in advance of their drops, which are done on a Thursday and a Sunday. If you follow them online on Instagram, then every week they share every single piece of fabric that they are dropping. And so you can really see what you're buying. And they're so knowledgeable about the fabrics that they're selling as well. So I tend to use them when I'm making something for a special occasion or when I want to challenge myself with a more complex project that deserves exceptional fabric. The 2 fabric shops that I go to most for shopping are UK based, and I know that many of you are watching from the US, and yes, obviously shipping from the UK does add extra cost. What I would say is that from my experience, both of these shops are transparent about their shipping rates, and you'll also need to factor in potential import duties and or tariffs for these orders as well. So if you are watching from outside of the UK and you want to order internationally, I'd say make it worthwhile. Plan multiple sewing projects, maybe coordinate with local sewists for a group order, or wait for their sales where the savings offset the shipping costs. Now for my European viewers, I want to mention a couple of suppliers that are based in Europe that I haven't personally used yet, but people that I know in the UK have used them and recommended them to me. They are definitely on my list to try. The first one is Beglarian Fabrics in France. The minimum order is €75 and the minimum cut is 3 meters. So that's just something to bear in mind if you're thinking about ordering. The other Deadstock supplier that I regularly look at the website of is the Fabric Sales. They are based in Belgium. They do weekly drop on a Wednesday. They also have an in-person showroom that looks absolutely phenomenal. I have never seen a fabric shop look like this particular fabric shop. I would absolutely love to go and shop there. Like I said, I haven't purchased from either of these places, but they're definitely on my list to try. For US based viewers, I know that Mood Fabrics stocks some Deadstock. If I was coming to the US, the one place that I would want to go to for Deadstock fabric would be FabScrap in Brooklyn. They also have a website. FabScrap is quite unique. I haven't seen a business quite like this before, but basically it was created to meet the needs of New York City's commercial textile industry. They are a charity, and what they do is they take materials that would traditionally have gone to landfill and they make sure that they are properly recycled and available for reuse. So they supply fabric to students, artists, local designers and crafters for reuse, but they also have an online store. According to their website, since 2016 when they were founded, they have saved over £2 million of fabric from landfill. Just incredible. Right, the discount codes that I promised. So for Rainbow Fabrics, if you click the link in my bio or look in the description for this video, I will share the code there. You can use my code to get 22% off your first order, and for full transparency, when you use that code, I also get the same discount for my next order. For the New Craft House, if you use the code in the description or in my bio, then you get £5 off your first order, and again, I will receive £5 off. So I'm on a personal mission, having started this account, to create the ultimate global guide to Deadstock fabric suppliers. And I want this to be completely free for the sewing and upcycling community to use. So if you know of any amazing Deadstock suppliers in your country or your region, especially independent shops that need and deserve more recognition, then please share them in the comments below. I'm talking about not just the UK, but Europe, US, Australia, Asia, Africa, South America, everywhere. I want to know all the places to go to get Deadstock fabric. If you do comment, please include the shop name, which country they're based, maybe a quick note about what makes them special. I'll research each recommendation and then we'll build this resource together. Don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful. I will be sharing more sourcing guides, plus taking you behind the scenes of actual projects using these fabrics. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss when I drop the next video. And if you want to see exactly what I made with that £25 worth of Rainbow Fabrics Deadstock, then the video is right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.